All right. Hi, guys. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Seems like the mood's a little better than it has been in previous weeks. Are you guys just feeling a little bit better about things overall? That's good. So today I wanted to try a little something, and it's deals with cognitive behavioral therapy, and it really looks at like your different behaviors and how we can modify those behaviors to be more constructive. And so I wanted to start with Tina, and I was thinking, Tina, how's your school attendance lately?
It got better since you started calling them every day, and you know, it's not as hard to go, I guess, as I make it out to be. So yeah, I've been going more.
That's good. That's good. So I wanted to kind of focus in on that for a second and talk to you, the guys, the parents as well, about maybe implementing some sort of chart for her going to school. Maybe not exactly a chart, but maybe some sort of incentive. Say she goes 1 month straight of school, and then she can pick an incentive of her choice. And I think that would really help. It would kind of give you more of a reason to go to school. Wouldn't you agree, Tina?
Yeah, because like it's not like they're teaching me anything important. So if that's a reward system, maybe
Yeah.
I would want to go.
Yeah, so I was thinking we could kind of do something like that, where if you go to school every day for a month, you can pick an incentive of your choice that your parents decide on. And then maybe you could tell your parents what kind of incentives you'd like about maybe getting your curfew extended 30 minutes
For 3 hours.
or 3 hours, good one. Or something like that, maybe getting some money towards buying your own car or something like that. I think that would be really beneficial for you. And I wanted to work with Jean, but Jean's not here today, so we can implement that another way. So, Linda, Ted, how are things going with you guys? Tell me about that.
Things have been going better.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like telling her when I'm coming home and when I'm going to be late and stuff like that. And I mean, obviously we've still fought a bunch, but it's been less.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. So you can kind of say that you've modified your communication styles a little bit to kind of fit each other's needs a little more. So that's really good. Have you guys been able to do any family activities recently? Can you tell me about that?
Just a little bit, just like dinners.
That's good though.
Out of the house. We did that Mizzou game too.
Oh yeah.
You went to a Mizzou game together. That's great. So Ted, have you been able to make more family dinners?
Yeah. I've been telling her when I'm leaving work or when I'm leaving the bar and trying to stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing my best. I know I've screwed up a couple times, but I would say at least once or twice a week.
That's great. I'm really liking this positive mood that we have today. I think that we're really starting to make some progress. And do you guys feel like we're starting to make some progress? That's great.
They like are so much more pleasant to be around now because I don't know, you're not so mad and you're like doing what you say you're gonna do, and it's just it's a good time.
That's great. So I wanted to talk about another strategy that I thought we could work on, and they are called thought diaries. And a thought diary is something you basically write in at the end of every day, kind of just talking about your events of the day and your thoughts during those events. And then you bring them back here, and we can kind of analyze what you're comfortable with, so we can maybe look at different strategies of dealing with like thoughts that may end up being dysfunctional. So, for example, Linda, say you got angry at Ted because he didn't come to dinner. And then so you would write down, Ted didn't come to dinner. And you would write down your thoughts, how you were feeling when he didn't come to dinner. And Ted would do the same. And that
I do it like when she gets mad at me or when I get mad at her.
I kind of want to do it like just maybe like 3 times a week.
Okay.
So maybe like if she does one and you're just like, I don't really want to do it today, then don't do it. I want it to be a personal like a personal choice to do it instead of you feeling like I'm forcing you
That
to
makes
do
it feel
it.
better.
So we could kind of look at that, maybe just like a rough, like 3 times a week. Talk about an event that maybe you are angry, upset, frustrated, sad, or just generally like not okay with. And then we can bring those back and talk about those thoughts and maybe identify a thought pattern and a more constructive one to kind of alleviate the situation. So let me see what else we can work on today. Ted, have you been able to hang out with your friends and go to the bar more?
Not as much, which I'm not too happy about. I mean, I'm getting to see the kids, and we are getting along much better, but I don't think I've gotten to see them as much as I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's something we could work on.
Okay, well, Linda, how are you feeling about all that? Having Ted around more?
I think it's been great. I am feeling more comfortable since he is giving so much that, like, with him being able to do things that he wants to do, I just don't want it to go to the same pattern that it was before. I like a balance between the both, I guess.
Okay, so what I was thinking, since Ted's been doing such a great job, if maybe we could talk about Ted getting to have one night with his friends per week. I think that would be a great way to reward this positive behavior. I think Ted's really, really been trying, and it shows, absolutely. So, Ted, maybe you can just let Linda know one night per week. Start out like that and be like, I really want to go out with my friends tonight, but I'll be home by this time. I mean, how does that sound? I think that's a great reward for your positive behavior that we've had.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Do you think that's fair? If you get advance notice, I think it would help you, right?
So, like, though, if I'm at work, though, and something comes up with my friends and I really want to go, then what? Am I going to be in trouble?
But, like, isn't that how it was every night, though, before? And, like, you would just do it, and then everyone was sad and mad. So, like, I guess you just have to, like, pick and choose wisely, you know? Because there's always going to be stuff. For me, there's always stuff, like, for school, you know? Like, so-and-so and blah, blah, blah are going to get lunch, and they never want to come, they don't want to come back, and I know if I go with them, but I really want to, it'll be really fun, I won't go back to school, and, like, I'll get in trouble and have a bad time at home. And sometimes it's just not worth it. So, like, will you be in trouble? No. But it won't feel great when you get home. No one will be super happy. You know?
Well, I think, like I said last week, I think communication is key. And I think that you've really been showing an effort with communication. So maybe just making an effort to communicate your plans more. And then Linda finding a way to tell him how you feel about it without perhaps inciting a conflict, if that makes sense.
I mean, I'd appreciate, like, him asking, not necessarily for permission, but just in case, like, I have dinner ready or something, so that I know ahead of
What if I let you know, like, earlier in the day?
That would be
Like, around noon?
Yeah, I think that would be really great. And I think it would be positive for everybody to kind of start reworking those behaviors that you used to do, but maybe more in a positive light with more communication. I think that would be really beneficial. So for what I want to do, or what I want to have you guys do in the next week, is obviously keep working on communications. And I want each of you to do that thought journal that I told you, and just think of 3 different times in the next week where you're angry, mad, upset, any emotion like that, and write down your thoughts about that that incident, and then we'll bring it back. And I just wanted to let you know, like, write down stuff that you're okay with talking about, because we will talk about it next week. And Tina, I think we're going to start implementing that incentive system for you with school, since it's getting crunch time and stuff. So maybe you could talk with your parents within the next week about proper incentives to start implementing for the next week for you. And hopefully Jean will be here next time. So I think that we are really making progress, and I'm really happy to see where everyone's at right now. Thank you.
Thanks.